My name's Corwin.
My name's James.
And welcome to This Movie's Gay.
Oh, we're here again.
We're here. I'm queer.
Good old
ready
time.
to go.
Corwin, how have you been?
You're here for Queen and Country, but I'm not sure who is who. I have a crown. Excuse me, I'm both.
I'm the one who puts the cunt in country, okay?
No, not that. Not that.
I'm saying it in, the British terminology, they're just always saying.
Still not good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like calling someone your bro or your dude. Unless an Australian lied to me and kept calling me the C word.
No, Australian, that's different. Australian's different. I think Australian, it's more okay than the English version. I don't know. I hang around too many Australians and Brits to not know this, but...
Australia. Well,
failed.
One time I went to a concert. I think it was strictly for The Wicked, a serial killing records place production event.
Oh,
and this person was such a huge fan of horrorcore, came over for this event from Australia, and he was just throwing the C word around.
So yeah, I think that fits my initial thing that I said, in that I think it's more acceptable Australia than the English one.
Okay.
And then in America, we just don't use that word.
Brits, they're always yelling the F word.
What?
Yeah, the
Which
F-A
F
word? The only F word.
Their version of the cigarette?
Yeah. Or their version of a James. That's what they're always screaming at me. I'm kidding. This has, to my knowledge...
You've lost me. Cricket noise, just my head empty, no thoughts. It's gone.
I think there was this YouTuber who was super fan of ours.
Are you on the phone?
Who, me? Yeah.
You just have that cord.
It's my headphone cord.
I know.
And my beard itches now. Dang it. Oh, shoot. Socks put a bunch of talcum powder on this, so now I'm all itchy.
Oh, no. Not that.
Or I should have said itching powder, which I think was just asbestos, or I think that's what itching powder was made out of.
Is it?
I think, unless a TV show lied to me. There's a lot of things where it's like
a lot of TV shows lie.
Chat, I'm going to you. Let us know what's in itching powder.
Hey, people guy said insert spinning Mac symbol over Corwin's face. Correct. Also, James, did you know that Hey People Guy streams?
Yeah, he Beat Saber, I know.
Beat Saber, and then also Gamer Culture is here in the chat as well, and I'm going to shout them out as well. Who is in Chicago and needs to be on the podcast.
Whoa.
Hint, hint.
If they're vaxxed, they can come on over.
Not yet. We're not. I'm almost vaxxed. I'm half vaxxed.
Same.
Half vaxxed. Though, James, are we going to go back to being in person or continue this method? Because I'm enjoying this, but also I enjoy watching the movies with you.
I think we should do a combo of both. If we ever want to go to
weekly.
Yeah, if we go back to weekly, maybe every other week we do this, and then every other week we're in person. Yeah.
Well, if we want guests, some of the amazing guests we've had recently have been people that are not in Chicago. And the only way to do that would be to do it like this.
Yeah. You sound very good today, just so
I have my mic beside my face.
Okay.
It literally fell. So I have it anchored to my desk.
Did you get a new mic?
No, it's the same mic.
Oh.
It's anchored to my desk, and it's got an arm, a stand, all that shit. And it had come loose throughout all the me pulling it forward and pushing it back and all of that. And yeah, it literally fell on me with me playing in the middle of playing games with someone. And I was just like, oh, my mic has fallen and I can't get up. So I moved it. Now it's in a very inconvenient place for me, but great for the stream. So
you got a mic anchored to your desk? Well, I got an anchor anchored to my arm.
Did you just draw an anchor on your arm?
Yeah, for that joke. You can see that it's slightly red. Because I used a pen, couldn't find a Sharpie on short notice.
Oh my God. I saw you moving around and I was like, I'm just going to keep explaining because he's got headphones on. You're blurry again, by the way.
Oh, no.
Maple, Samara, and Rose Hips is what Hip People Guy. So I'm guessing that's itching powder. That sounds fancy. That sounds like it makes a very good tea.
Okay. I think I'm still out of focus.
Yeah. Put your hand in front of your mouth and like palm facing out. Like just stand
it
there.
Also sucks.
Yep. It's kind of focusing. Move it away.
Move it away now.
Yeah, you're fine now. You're still like, I think you're still slightly blurry, but it could be contributed to like something being on the lens, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
I did recently. I forgot what I was doing, but I did spit on the lens, and I was like, did I just spit on the lens?
That's probably.
This actually goes into one of my first notes. It was during talking about Beyblade, but I got a voice modulator, as you know, Corwin.
I am very well aware of the voice modulator.
And it helped out so much in a pinch on talking about Beyblade because
You were doing multiple characters?
Originally, we had someone plan. Pretty much the bit on talking about Beyblade is when I have a guest on, in the middle of the show, I say, hey, in order to make this economical, I have to rent out this podcast and the guest to another podcast. So what it was going to be is TC was going to come on in the middle to be in the podcast that be within talking about Beyblade. But TC ended up getting sick like last minute, and then I was like, fudge. So I just turned back to Nicole and I was like, can you give me an occupation? And then she goes, dentist? And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to work with. Then I turned on, I started talking to little Corey and Rudy, flipped on the voice modulator halfway through and made comedy gold.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you. Hey, People Guy said, I heard this episode. It was pretty stellar.
Hell yeah,
Gamer
brother.
said, Corwin's equipment falling. Iconic. Gamer has been... Did you know that happened, James?
What?
I dropped my whole ass webcam one day when I was streaming. I knocked it off my computer and just had like a whole 5 minutes of just cackling.
So Socks will sometimes... He did it months ago, where he dashed into our room, into the recording space, and we had the PlayStation 3 out here on a dinner tray, like next to... So we were streaming the previous night. He dashes in here. His tail catches on the controller, and it just whips it down, and it smashes it on there. Luckily, the PlayStation 3 still works. We'll get back into the PlayStation 3 in a second, though. But while streaming, this was the first time we were just about to start playing Fall Guys for the first time, Nicole was. And I hear just like a dull thud and then a chug from the kitchen. So I'm like, what is that? And I was like, he had to have gotten on the table. He knows he's not supposed to be there, but the spray bottle's in different places, so I can never like grab it then spray him, and so he can like internalize, oh, I'm getting sprayed because I was on the table. Well, I saw him on the table, and below he had knocked down olive oil, and it just got everywhere.
Oh, and that's hard to clean.
Well, luckily, I had OxyClean. And I sprinkled OxyClean on it, and it just coagulated it right away, and I was able to, like, scoop it up. But then, like, it was still greasy a little bit, so I was just constantly having to spray it, then wipe it down. But I spritz him. I'm like, you friggin' cat, I'm gonna get you. And then he whips in here and then catches his tail on Nicole's controller, rips it out of my computer, and now the, like, USB dock on the top is loose, so I can only plug in one USB. I was so pissed at him. Oh, and he knocked down all the mics.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I knock down like 3 mics every time I'm over at your house, so like it's okay. They're used to it. No.
Nicole used to knock down mics left and right like she was insert
I've definitely
a
knocked them
boxer
down
name.
a few times. You've been there. You've literally watched me knock them down.
Also, Nicole's screaming something, and I'm like, either get a friggin' microphone or chuck the fudge up.
Yes, but Corwin, are you petable? Only once, hit people guy.
Socks is not petable, guys. He bites. So what Steve is saying, yeah, exactly. If Nicole were to walk up to you and like scoop your hand and be like, "Oh, I just want to pet your little beans," you'd probably bat at her too.
I am very batting, I guess.
You'd pick up a wiffle ball bat and friggin' get at her.
Bop, bop,
do it like
bop.
the intro of Secret of the Ooze, when Donatello's rocking back and forth and he has that little foam baseball bat. Comedy gold.
I have a wand.
Close enough.
It's literally on the other side of my desk, on the nightstand that is holding my computer, because I was cleaning and moving things, and I need to go and reclaim it, but I would pick it up and demonstrate that I would hit someone with it.
Heck yeah.
That's what
violence.
It's for. It was a gift from someone specifically for violent purposes. Duh.
Yes. What's the most violent thing you've ever done, Corwin?
I will not be answering that.
Okay.
Oh my God, James, whenever I say yeah in real life, I have a chance to go into the Donnie yeah from that scene.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Dude, you gotta watch Secret of the Ooze multiple times a year to get these references.
Well, I guess they're lost to me.
Corwin, I got a quick thing.
Okay.
It might be the end of the PlayStation 3 era, as many know.
I mean, you've been talking it up being the end of the era for a minute, so I know it's leading to its death, especially with socks.
Oh no, I'm saying Sony has taken.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, they're taking down the store, and I logged on to or lack thereof. I couldn't log on to the PlayStation 3 network. It just kept giving me an error code saying this is under construction. And I was like, okay. So I wasn't able to rewatch today's movie like I wanted to.
Oh, so I need to literally give you access to our movies.
Yeah. Or you might just need to sign in on our Roku.
Give you all that Roku access. Yeah. They walked back the store closure, I think. Well, I mean, it's if James can't get on today, it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. I don't care if they said in August it's out of here and on PSP. It's insane that the PSP shit is still able to be accessed. That is mind-boggling.
I thought people talk about PSPs and stuff, and I'm like, I thought that was a thing 20 years ago. I'm very confused.
I was hanging out with my friend Cody Leiter. And if I was hanging out with him, during the Tony Hawk Underground 2, that's when the same time period the PSP came out. So it's probably around 20 years old.
I mean, I can account for at least it being 11 or 12.
I'll check.
Because I know it was out when I was in high school, and that was 11 years ago. I missed my high school 10-year reunion. I guess we didn't have one. Because of COVID?
2004, then 2005 early 2005 in North America, it came out.
So 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, 16 if it was early 2005.
Yeah. Well, wait. Who knows math? Who cares about math? It's old as dirt. I still have one, though. But it's weird because the PlayStation Vita came along. And it seems like that should have usurped and been like, oh, we don't need the PSP store still. Who is still buying these games on the PSP when it is so easy to jailbreak?
Oh, I realized the math, and because I did the math wrong in my head. I had an edible today. That's all I'll say.
Oh, snap.
I still have a copy of Tron the movie for Jesus Christ, hit people guy. Well, you might not have access to that much longer.
No, you can still watch. It's a physical UMD. That's what the discs were.
That's
called.
what a UMD is called.
Yeah,
or that's what it is called. A UMD. That.
Yeah, because they
I mean, I never got one.
They thought it was going to be
for good reason,
revolutionary, which it kind of was. A universal media disc, I think, is what, or universal multimedia disc is what UMD stands for, and they would have movies on it. So
good for them.
This will be the last thing, then we can get into this short film. Did you see on YouTube some dude, like a tech person, like a tech YouTuber, saw Christopher Nolan saying, "Oh, Tenet, it needs to be seen on the screen. Oh, I love cinema. The movie theaters are the greatest. What?" And he just was like, I hate his pretension when it comes to that so much. I am going to get Tenet and put it on a Game Boy Advance. And he successfully did it. I think it was, he had to pack it into 4 or 5 or 6 separate carts. But because you could, like, Game Boy did have a movie, like, you could put TV shows and stuff and you could watch those. Could you? Yeah. Game Boy Advance they put out, like, Nickelodeon shows, and I think Shrek.
Y'all had that fancy stuff. We didn't have that.
I never had this.
we never had any idea of that being a thing.
I think Nicole has some. Nicole does have some. She confirmed it.
Y'all the rich people at my school didn't, and they weren't even rich, but they didn't have that. They just had the Game Boy Advance. They didn't have no fancy stuff on it.
Oh, no, it wasn't fancy. It's, in my opinion, it's like I would never want to. I could just turn on the TV. That
sounds fancy.
I don't need to buy this on Game Boy Advance.
That still sounds fancy.
Nicole's saying it's for in the car on road trip. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people had road trips.
We had a back of the headrest DVD player if we were lucky in the rental car. In the rental car? Or someone else's car.
Okay.
But
You're
really,
Mr. Fancy Pants here, okay?
Really, what we had for them was a portable little DVD player.
Yeah, that's even fancy for me. I didn't have a Game Boy. All the things I had were hand-me-downs. All the consoles, but until the N64. I think we talked about this on the last episode, didn't we?
James, we talk about a lot of things all the time.
Well, guess what? We haven't ever talked about today's movie.
No, we didn't, because we canceled last week. Hello. Today's movie is Jayson Bend, Queen and Country. That's all I'm going to say. James, you take it away with the synopsis, because I don't remember a goddamn thing.
It opens with this guy. We'll get into full details. Pretty much, it's a James Bond spoof, maybe?
Spoof? Yeah. I think it counts as a spoof.
I wrote down, because I was so excited about this, everyone in this movie is gay and down to fuck. And I was so excited to get another one of these movies, because we've been living in the real world.
Oh, I literally chose this movie specifically for that, because I was like, we've been doing these intense movies. Yeah. We've been doing these, like, real movies. We've been doing this film. Let's do something that James is going to enjoy and he's going to have a good time doing, especially since I was just, having a moment. Yeah. As well.
It was also an easy, breezy, beautiful 52 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was half the length of our normal movies.
Brisk, baby.
And I was okay with that.
Me too.
Okay with it. Because we were planning to do an episode last week, and I was not up for it. I wasn't up for anything last week. I literally spent the whole week just vegged out on the couch. And also, I just got my COVID vaccine. Yes. So
in this movie, we see Jayson Bend, and he is like, wow, there's some conspiracy going on with a hair care product manufacturer. And we find out that they're making people's hair grow longer, so they have more need for hair salons, which this hair care product place also owns. And it's him trying to thwart them, and we'll get more into that right now on this week's episode of This Movie's Gay.
You're acting. Do we have commercial breaks now? I mean, you could always put commercial breaks in, and I would have no idea. Someone would have to tell me that there are commercial breaks.
We eventually would need to, but
eventually. I know we had them at one point,
but just in the beginning,
and then you took them off. Yeah.
Because my thing with that is like, well, I don't want people just now getting into the show listening to the ad right up front. But then it's like, well, every show is like that when you just get into it. But I'm like, I
mean, technically, people coming and joining the channel are also, if they're not subscribed, they're also getting a little commercial break.
Yeah.
A little ad in the front.
Little ass in the back.
A little ad. No, not that.
You're about to. That's what we call a half a second delay on the internet.
No, not that. Not that.
All right,
not during the. Okay.
Let's get into it.
So, basic Bond plot with evil villain doing a thing for capitalistic gain, I guess. I'm not too familiar with the Bond universe, actually, let's be real.
I was hoping we'd have a guest because I do have Bond-specific just a few, but we'll get into those later.
I mean,
yeah. I'll ask one right now. Do you like a clean-shaven Bond or one with a little scruff?
I mean, like, I like the 5 o'clock shadow look is usually what I like.
Same.
Like, it's in it, and I mean, that's also what I rock, so that's what I got going right now.
Me too. You know, this is a 5 o'clock shadow I shaved this morning.
No, you didn't, James. Definitely scruff. Zelly. Yeah, so I think I like the old 5 o'clock shadow look, which this one did have.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Okay, and that's what you prefer as well.
Yeah, because it's 5 o'clock shadow.
But this wasn't James Bond. This was Jayson Bend.
Ooh, and he likes to bend. The first line that he says, it's right away. He walks into a salon, and he's clearly there on business, and they say, "What'll you have?" And he goes, "Just a quickie." And I laughed so hard. I was like, fuck yes, it's been so long since we've had one of these. And then
yeah, I knew as soon as I messaged you, I was waiting to message you too. And I was like, as soon as I tell him what movie it is, he's going to be ecstatic. And then he's going to look it up and he's going to see that it's like 50 minutes and he's going to be through the roof. This was a gift to you, James.
Yes.
This movie specifically was a gift to you. Just so that you know.
Oh, yeah, but what am I going to do for my birthday? What's my birthday movie going to be? I don't know yet.
I don't know wait, when's your birthday?
September 30th.
I should know this. Okay, I knew that. Not off the top of my head. I think I have it in my calendar. Mine is in a month, minus 2 days. So we'll actually have an episode that lines up on my birthday, which is why I was going to switch it to the last week so that every other week was like not going to hit my birthday. But now it's going to hit my birthday. So I guess we're streaming on my birthday.
Well, no, we can change it.
No, because I'm not fully vaccinated until May 28th anyway. So I can't do anything in person until then anyway.
Oh, no, I'm saying like we'll still do it on stream. We'll just shift it a day.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We got a month. People guys said TMNT marathon.
That they're not gay movies, though.
I think he meant gay movies, Guy.
Yeah.
But you should definitely watch on Discord with Hey People Guy.
Oh, you want to know what? We could find a way to make these movies gay.
No.
They're a coming of age movie.
No. If we're going into that, if we're going into specifically like movies that are specifically straight, which we have done a few that are straight. Yeah, we did the one by Lee Galea because he's a queer director, but it was a straight movie.
Oh, okay.
And then we also did Freddy 2.
Oh yeah, that has.
And I feel like we've
subtext.
done another one. But yeah, if we were going into that, then we're going to go into queer icon movies that aren't gay but are queer icon movies, a
like Pink
Hocus
Flamingo. You're like, James, no, that's very gay.
Actually, my roommate asked me if I would consider Pink Flamingo a gay movie, and I'm like, yeah.
We need to do some John Waters.
So yeah, if we were going into movies like that, I would want it to. We're still far off. We have plenty of content to do before we get to doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, James, is all I'm saying.
A gay icon movie, of course, we'd have to do the Babadook.
Oh, 100%. That would be one of the first ones we do, even though it's not gay.
It's that,
but it is.
The way that became a gay icon is fantastic.
Through memes.
Yeah. Oh, my eye itches.
But no, yeah, if you're going into like the straight movies, we would do things that are iconic gay movies in that most gay people have seen them.
List one. You haven't said a single one.
I said Hocus Pocus. There's also like, First Wives Club. I mean...
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2. Why the second one?
James. I would say First Wives Club. I would say Mind Blank. If we did Hocus Pocus, I'd have. But Ryan could immediately give me like a list of 20 off the top of his head if I asked him. So
Hocus Pocus would have to be this is a great idea because I was going to say it'd need to be behind a paywall because I'd have to be paid to watch that movie again. Only because as a child, my mother and sister watched it regularly throughout the year. And
you're talking about Hocus Pocus.
Yes. And I'm exhausted with that. So we should do a watch along of it.
You wouldn't. I watch it every year.
Well, yeah, let's do a watch along of it. You know, we'll post it on Patreon.
Zelly said, I watch it constantly. I do too, Zelly. I do too. Zelly knows. Zelly, we've talked about this.
I got Disney Plus. Maybe I'll fire it up tonight.
I don't know how you're exhausted with it. Whenever I would be at my aunt's house growing up, we went there a lot just to so my parents didn't have to take care of us directly, and it was a group effort kind of thing, but we'd stay over with our cousins. We would always fall asleep with something in the VHS, and 7 out of 10 times it was Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I think...
And then we'd wake up in the middle of the night with the noise.
Scary.
It'd be great.
I think got exhausted of it is because they were actively watching it. It wasn't like, hey, let's fall asleep to it. It was during the day, the waking hours, not the witching hours, they would watch it. The same as with Wizard of Oz.
I put it on repeat too, just to sing the song.
I put it on A-B repeat, just on that time when that cat does something cool. Do you know what A-B repeat is? I hope you do.
Is that where it plays from point A to point B, and then it rewinds and plays from point A to point B?
Yeah,
again?
I also realized I'm now talking DVD instead of... yeah.
I realized what you meant.
Okay. I used to do that. It was so cool.
It's just I'm watching this one scene over and over again. Anyway, Jayson Bend.
Yes.
We love the puns, because that's a Bond thing, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm no Bond expert.
A lot of vagina. That's a thing from Austin Powers. I'm not kidding.
It took me 10 seconds to figure out what you even said.
I'm saying lot of vagina. Cor, when you are high, my jokes never hit like this.
No, it was that. Well, yes, I am, but it also it was just auditory processing too. So it hit my auditory processing, and it was thinking. 1 minute, it'll come to you 1 minute, and it just never. I heard you say words, didn't hear those words. It was just gone.
Hell yeah. That's my sense of that's my type of comedy. It goes in one ear and out the other, and then eventually
it doesn't hit anything.
The fumes from it start sprinkling out, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Not the fumes sprinkle?
Yeah, you know
Where
what I
do
mean.
Fumes sprinkle?
I don't know. A cat's anus? Because
No.
you need to express their glands, or they're spraying it everywhere. Let's get to this movie. His name is Jayson with a Y, and I was upset because it's why not with an I? Jayson.
Why would there be an I at all? It could just be, Jayson.
From
okay,
New
I get
Brood.
that. But, I mean, you just take the Y out. So it doesn't need the Y.
He friggin' stabs the dude.
Gotta make it spicy.
I think it because it might look like the word gay.
I know. That's why I said gotta make it spicy.
Okay. I just thought Y's might be spicy because they fork.
I mean, I've
devil.
got a Y in my name.
Core winning.
I'm of the devil.
Hell yeah. Literally.
Hell yeah.
He punches through these guys and stabs them. Then he drops he turns on a vibrator and drops it. And it friggin' blows up. And what's it? It's grenade braider. I don't know how to mash those into a poor man's toe.
Oh, you're trying to mash the words grenade and vibrator together.
And braider, something like that.
I was thinking vibrate, and Hit People Guy also said vibrate.
Vibrate, but that sounds...
But it doesn't have the same oomph that, like, a grenade does.
Yeah, and it sounds like... it makes me think of a white person with dreads at a Cottonmouth Kings concert, just, like, vibing to the music and having a fun time appropriating.
No, I'm just trying to think of words, and I'm just like... Grenader?
Grenader's good.
You have to pronounce it vibrate, not vibrate. Vibrate.
That's
It's the
fancy.
vibrate.
But Corwin, then we get, like, this is appropriate. We get a James Bond opening, but we've had 2 other movies.
With the Bond boys.
Yeah, it's good.
I enjoyed that opening, and I know Ryan talked about it too when I watched it with Ryan, of course.
You're so lucky.
And he wished it was longer, and I do too. They could have done more with that, because the James Bond openings, I do know that the James Bond openings are very extravagant and things like that. And they could have done more with it, I feel.
Billie Eilish threw her hat into the ring. She's a Bond girl singer now. No, I'm being serious, Corwin. She did a Bond song.
I just have nothing to say with that.
Okay. I thought maybe you said, I love Billie Eilish, or, I don't care for her music, if you call it music. And I'd be like,
no,
wow,
I like Billie Eilish. I have not heard the song. And, the only Bond song that comes to mind right now is Skyfall.
And that one goes...
Which I think won a Grammy. Skyfall. My head is too blank to know if that's correct or not, but I'm pretty sure it's not correct.
It's close enough. So then we see the evil people. They're down in a dungeon. I had a friend who grew up in a dungeon. Why are they
always in the sewers?
I think it's a dungeon. Like, it's a basement. It's subterranean.
But it looks like sewers.
Well, we're not talking about Ninja Turtles. They're always in sewers.
It looks like catacombs.
Okay, yeah, catacombs is not sewers, though. Do you think there? Oh my God, this is how we solve the water pollution shit. Is we divert the dookie into catacombs, and it just like stays there, and the bones are just waiting in feces. I cannot, I'm not seeing you in real time, so I don't know if you are talking, if you want to talk or not.
I'm not talking. I'm not wanting to talk.
Okay.
I'd talk over you, James. We do this enough.
Why the need to force someone to take this experimental hair care product? You could get old people. You could get teens who are like, oh, I want more voluptuous hair.
That too.
You could also get shivering dogs who don't have enough hair.
The amount of money he could make just solving hair growth issues.
Yes.
Enormous.
I know.
Enormous. And he's just like, nah, I gotta make everybody's hair grow just too long, too fast, and they're always gonna be in the salons.
Maybe it doesn't.
The multi-level salons.
I kind of want to get to that right now.
Salons.
Yeah, let's flash forward.
We skip all the time, James. Why are you trying to be fancy?
Okay, so his plan, at first I was like, before he explained his plan, I was like, wait, is this to increase the need for haircuts? What is going on?
So yeah, that is exactly what's going on.
He explains that, and then he said, with this, by the amount of people who use this, so pretty much they have a satellite zapping a specific kind of microwave into this hair care product that's fused into your DNA if you've used it. Oh, wait, shit. Is this also possibly an allegory for HIV? And with like flare-ups or STDs in general, like you always have it, but it's not like sometimes it is in the back of your mind, and it's only if maybe I might be looking into this. This movie seems like it would not make that parallel, but no offense to this movie. It's just like a goofy comedy. So
I mean, a lot of goofy comedies do have it has a mirror up to society, and it's saying, look, this is heightened outside of realism to reflect back the issues in society that we're dealing with. So it very well could be. I did not draw that parallel at all.
I guess you're right.
Hey, sight and follow through. And it could be there, The aforementioned Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze, that was a comedy, but its statement was, flowers, they can't be big. They need to stay small. No, flowers big. Okay.
Whoa.
Hey People Guy also watched the trailer of this movie, and it looks like a lot of fun. We haven't gotten to whether or not we recommend it, but yeah, I recommend it. Watch it. It was fun.
But okay, so he explains his plan to make people's hairs grow, and he's like, with the growth that will happen, we will be able to expand our business and make 110,000 locations of our salon. All right, Corwin, I did some math and research on this. Okay. In the entire world, a cities are like towns, counties or whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to explain that.
With more than 10,000 people. So if you're like, wow, what the number James is saying of how many cities there are in the world, it's with that stipulation. Like Jugville, Michigan, that's not a city. That has
10,000 people or more. Okay, go.
There are 4,416 cities in the entire world.
Okay.
And that would mean there would need to be multiple locations in each city. However, I did more research. McDonald's. How many locations do you think McDonald's has worldwide?
8,000?
Okay.
I don't know.
39,000.
Amazing.
And Subway's, the sandwich shop, not the place underground where Ninja Turtles might be, they have 42,000 worldwide. 110,000 locations of any franchise is bad. Also, the fact that not everyone uses hair care products like of this caliber. So not like people wouldn't be.
No, I think the thing is that, okay, so his salons offer he's a capitalist.
Yes.
So he does lower prices to drive out business and purchase up other salons. He's been doing that. That was established in the movie that's what he was doing to make these super salons. So he's running other salons out of business so that he's the salon that they have. So that part of his money grubbing scheme has already been done.
Yes.
He's already driven salons out of business. And that's what our Jayson Bend is sort of looking into. And yeah, so he's done that. And the thing about it is that all of his products, all of them include this thing that changes your DNA. And what I'm guessing is because he's driven out all the other salons, he's offered lower prices for things. And that includes things like hair care products. So by the time the movie starts, probably everyone has already done this anyway.
Okay.
Has used his stuff. Not everyone, but most people. And on top of that, even people that don't have hair probably use some type of care product for the scalp or things like that.
So he might be putting it into like soaps.
He might have soaps. We're gonna assume that he's got like soaps and things as well.
Maybe a suntan lotion.
Nice lotion.
Personal lubricant.
Okay, James.
You gotta get also just like throw it in some like pop and soda because it will still infuse.
Why? He already that's just doing so much for no reason. That's like overkill.
But it's to make sure you get every single person.
Yeah, but once he gets all the people going and his scheme is going, if there's anybody that hasn't used it, he then will have the money and the, global dominance that he can just force the others to use his product.
Put it in a cloud and rain it on people. Holy shit, that's probably the sequel, is him making cloud technology.
Cloud technology. Yeah, well, that's a lot of salons.
It is. That was my point. It's too many.
It is too many. I wouldn't have guessed that's how many McDonald's there were. I literally did not guess. But I was also considering only the cities that you said there were 4,000 cities. I wasn't considering suburban McDonald's, which are everywhere.
But some suburbs can
Starbucks,
technically
though?
be.
How many Starbucks are there?
I think Starbucks is less than these, because Subway is the most franchised restaurant.
I guess it would be. I guess I see Starbucks is less because it's less in rural areas, whereas you would find a Subway or a McDonald's.
Yeah, because
when you go to the city, it's like there's a fucking Starbucks on every goddamn corner.
But also a Subway on every corner.
Well, every other corner.
I love Subway.
I hate it.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Our first disagreement, Corwin.
Is it our first?
No.
Not at all.
I love that this villain wasn't, in most of the movies we see of this ilk, the villains are always an anti-gay villain. This person was either neutral or also gay. I'm not 100% positive.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't say, oh, gotta end the gay people. He was,
He was just all about that money, baby.
He was just all about that money. He was just all about growing that hair.
But then we see what they call it's a smoke bomb that is a condom. Like when you rip it off and you toss it on the ground, it starts to smoke. It is a smoking condom. Like, we smoking condom over here. And I was like, is that a slang for something? It'd be pretty cool. But then I thought maybe because we've talked about this before, maybe there is a weed strand called condom.
Do you think this movie was going for that? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, like, hey, we smoking condom over here. That sounds like slang. Corwin, I regret to inform you, unlike Runts cereal or tomato soup or grilled cheese, there is no weed strand called condom. However, when you search weed condom, there are literally THC infused condoms, so you get high while having sex, or they just smell like weed, which is even worse. Because then it's also going to smell like a condom, and condoms smell weird. Even if it's like, hey, it's banana scented, it's still going to smell like a condom, just like with, like, if you rubbed Laffy Taffy on it.
All right. Well, I am glad I have that information now. It is very weird information to have, but I got it.
But, Corwin, if there was a strand of weed called condom, after you smoke it, you would feel safe and clean and confident after having a good time.
That's very wholesome of you, James.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There were some flaws with this movie, and I feel we definitely need to bring them up, and that was a little bit racist.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we didn't have a lot of people of color, really. We had an Asian character who they named as Too Young, literally is the name, which, racist, hello.
And he also looked on the younger
very
side.
Young, and they made that joke too, which was kind of, about him being too young, but then the Jayson Ben has relations with him.
Yeah.
So it was gross, bad feeling.
They made little dick jokes, eating bad Chinese food jokes at his expense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Was not good.
And then I don't know if they ever said it, because I didn't write it down, but we see the, like, Bond lady villain called Katya Kakov, and she whispers something to Bend after trying to have sex with him, and he says like, "Oh, that's probably best to keep that secret to yourself." But were they saying that they were trans based off from the name?
I don't think so.
Okay, then what's the secret?
I think it was her being very forward about wanting to have sex with him, and he was like, nah.
Okay. That could also make sense.
I think that's what it was, because if it was, a trans joke, that's not good at all.
Yeah, which I was like, oh man, they did that and the Asian jokes. I only put those parallels together because of the Kakov saying like the cock is off. It seems like a low blow, like easy low hanging fruit joke to make in a parody like this. So that's why my mind went there of seeing bad comedies.
I mean, you did watch it. We didn't get any context from that. So that very well could have been what they were going for. But I didn't catch that as that's what they were doing.
Yeah, guys, you let us know.
I don't think
What'd
it
you
was. Hopefully it wasn't.
Fingers crossed.
But it was still there. It was still there for you to interpret that way, which isn't good. I mean, I read her name as, well, it was Kakov, but I took it as like, she's this this powerful, like sex forward like woman, which is sort of playing into like the Black Widow sort of vibe, like murdering her sexual conquests or something. Okay. That's like where I went with it.
I went that way how I did because of those two things combined. But yeah, I want to know what's the secret. Maybe I just missed it.
I think it was literally her just trying to have sex with him.
Okay. We can't, neither you can't answer and I can't either. Are Bond movies this ominous with their music setting the tone? Because this constantly has like a.
I mean, I think so.
Okay.
It's just been so long since I've watched a Bond movie, really. But I think they do. I mean, we saw with you brought up Billie Eilish, and then there was also Skyfall. That music does play a huge role in the Bond movies, at least the most recent ones. But I'm pretty sure the old ones as well, with like setting tone, especially with these like setting up this covert spy and sexy kind of feel.
You want to know what I'm just now realizing? At least I don't. It has to be no, because I would remember it. I don't think the Austin Powers movies had a like Bond song adjacent thing to them. But I could be wrong. I owned one of the soundtracks, and I don't remember it. All I remember is Ludacris being on there, but...
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either. So, too young, handcuffed Bend, and gives it, sets out this just vial
popper.
Of... What?
It was a popper.
Yes. In one of the, a popper thing, but it was a clear... undetectable substance that will kill him. He leaves, and then his friend comes in, Ben's friend, I think the guy
our Bond girl.
Yes.
Our Bond boy.
And from the other side of the room, pulls out his gun and shoots the cuffs off. The cuffs are like this. It's not like they're stretched far apart. They are handcuffs, not shackles. He could have blown his arm off. Why not go up very close, then shoot?
I mean, you had the fumes, because what happened is he got the handcuff shot off, and then he used that to wipe the thing off the table, didn't he?
Yes, maybe.
Or did I think our Bond boy went and knocked it off the table. I don't know. Also, just knocking it off the table does nothing. Does nothing with the fumes in the air. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, he put it underneath a table, so then it has, it has to. Maybe it's a very cold liquid, so heat rises, cold doesn't. What you're supposed to do is, if you see a toxic thing hanging around, especially liquids, you're supposed to pee in them to disperse it, to dilute the crazy shit.
No.
Just like if you see a toxic jellyfish, you're supposed to pee on them, and then
You're supposed to pee on the jellyfish?
Yeah, and
You gotta show it who's boss.
like when you have gum in your hair, then you put peanut butter in it, and it kind of dissolves the
I thought you were
peanut
gonna say
gum.
you put pee in it.
Oh, no. You don't pee in someone's hair unless they ask politely. So chat.
You're correct. Consent is important in
Pee in my
pee-related
hair,
matters.
chat.
No, don't. Oh my God.
I don't remember. Oh, so just like bubble gum and hair and it gets dispersed by the peanut butter, when you pee on a jellyfish, it just kind of like dissolves.
The jellyfish itself dissolves from the ammonia in the pee. Okay, got it. That makes sense. Totally.
That's why I don't drink a lot of water.
Is that what happens with peanut butter on gum and hair? I thought it just sort of greased up the works to get the bubble gum out easier.
I think what it does is it kind of because I'm only speaking on this of having bubble gum in my mouth and eating peanut butter,
something,
and it feels it feels like it's breaking apart.
No, what I think is happening is that the food is incorporating in the gum, so the gum is less adhered to itself. So the gum is still there, it's just in smaller pieces interspersed with your food.
Yeah, so it's like breaking apart. That's how it feels like in my mouth.
I mean, technically the gum would still be there in the hair. I think the peanut butter, because if that was true, then you could use anything to get gum out of your hair, not just peanut butter, but like anything. Throw some chocolate sauce in there.
Well, maybe.
I think I think something to do with the peanut butter and the oil in it is what helps it get out. I don't know.
Okay.
I've never gotten gum in my hair.
Wait, so if you could use spit, so I should just gnaw on my hair and then that's disgusting, guys. I'm not even going to finish that.
Don't.
Ugh.
Just use ice.
So this guy, the Bond villain, the Bend villain, we should say, he's eating this stuff, and I think was it mochi?
I don't remember. Maybe.
He's eating this stuff that's like powdered on the outside. It's coming from like little wooden drawers, and it looks like mochi, but it's zooming up on him, biting into it, and it's disgusting. Oh, Corwin.
No thoughts.
I have an app idea.
Okay.
You know Grindr?
Yes, I'm very familiar.
What about Ground? Ground. This is the dating app when you're done with all the other dating apps. You want to settle down. You've already grinded things out. You're now ground like beef. And you're like, hey, I want to have some ground around. Put that on a grill and grill it up in the backyard with the love of my life for the rest of time. Ground.
Go for it, James. Go for it. I'm not going to hold you back on your dreams.
Venture capitalists will be eating with me because they're taking me out because I started saying eating and I was like, fuck, where am I? I was going to, I'll be forward with everyone. I was going to say they'll be eating my ass because they're trying to brown nose and get my idea.
I mean, it just sounds like a normal dating app. What sets it apart, James?
Because
there are so many of them.
There's no casual sex. Like this is, hey, specifically.
Oh, there's a way to, James, there's casual sex and everything.
Well, you get booted off the app if you're just, you can.
You must get married to this person or you're booted. You're booted.
No, you're booted. It can't be like, hey, like, oh yeah, I do want something more. And like after the second date, they fucking ghost. And then you could say like, oh, this person ghosted me. You can tell by like looking at my logs, I'm trying to contact them again. And then you, like an eBay dispute, you put that in and you say, hey, this is what happened. Then the other person can recant and tell their side of the story and then ground the customer service there.
James, first of all,
what's that?
First of all, if someone's not responding to you, it's probably for a reason. Either they don't want to, or they're busy, or they haven't seen it yet.
I'm saying
they'll see it when they eventually do. But aside from that, like, if they go on a bad date, normally what happens if, like, you know, it's not going to go anywhere after that, the person just blocks them or removes them from their matches.
Well, no, what I'm saying is
that's usually what happens.
They had
Or they
sex
just
and
did
then
nothing
stopped talking.
Yeah, but
Clearly,
James, then we go into some it sounds like there are some issues there. There are some issues, some not healthy boundaries going on. So I don't think that's something you should get into as a facilitator of dating.
I just want a place where people can find love.
Yeah,
And
do the
only
place,
love.
but then like there's, some people love having casual sex, James.
Yes, and they can have the other dating apps. I'm saying this dating app is for love.
I'm just not with you on your idea, James.
Okay, all right, fine. Sue me then. Grindr
I will
probably
not be doing
will.
that.
Oh.
Grindr is already writing up the paperwork. You're about to be served.
I just have one more note, and that's the end where like the big bad guy, Bend, I should say, has a car that is clearly like CG'd. It's not a real car.
It shoots on command.
And when
Has a rocket.
Yes, it shoots. Normally it's like a machine gun, but the big bad guy has them in a predicament and is like, give us the password or we'll kill Bend. And then Bend flips a switch and the car, it reminded me of Los Luchadores for Mostly Speaking Sentai listeners. It brings out a missile and shoots this man in the stomach, and he, much like bubblegum and in peanut butter, just evaporates.
It was a big explosive end for the man that was just trying to change everyone's DNA to make their hair grow excessively.
And I give it 2 thumbs up. Highly recommend.
I mean, it was good. We still gotta say it was a bit racist. So, it was a fun movie to watch, though.
And make everyone age appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not a fan of those jokes. Yeah, that's that. That's the movie. Jayson Bend, Queen and Country.
It was great. Besides those 2 parts. Corwin, what you got
Besides
to plug?
those 2 things, my Twitch channel, Corewinning, twitch.tv/Corewinning. Follow me. Also, Twitter, Instagram, all those places. Corewinning. That's my name with ing at the end. And also follow us at This Movie's Gay on Twitter and Instagram and all those places. Is literally just Twitter and Instagram. We don't have other social media yet. And my theater company, Saltbox Theater Collective. Follow them, check them out, all that. That's it. That's all I got.
Hey guys, all I am promoting today is patreon.com/MLM pod, where you can get exclusive podcasts from Nicole and I. TC's also a co-host on one of them. And once the country opens back up, we might get some other people coming in. Maybe we'll do a Hit It and Crit It. Maybe we'll do something else. Find out by going to patreon.com/MLM pod to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. Yes, if you sign up today, you get 52 plus episodes of shit for $5 a month.
$5 for 52 plus episodes.
Every single Friday you'll get one. But to celebrate our year, we are doing a Jackbox stream on twitch.tv/Mostly Speaking Sentai, where co-hosts and the $10 patrons, if they would like to join us, will be playing Quiplash, and the loser of each of the, it's 3 rounds. The loser, the bottom loser who had the least amount of points, will have to take a shot. In my case, do CBD, or not CBD, THC, or if you don't want to do drugs and alcohol, do like 10 push-ups. Because after a pandemic, I bet it's probably going to be as destructive to your body in the moment, 10 push-ups, as doing a shot of freaky
alcohol?
Juice. Yes, alcohol. So yeah, go over
Did you
there.
forget the word for alcohol?
Yeah, I was trying to think. Yes, I did. I was going to say, I was like, do I do booze? No, freaky juice. But thank you so much to the $10 patrons who have been here from the beginning or just started a few months ago. So without further ado, do. Let's shout him out. First up, Hit People Guy. He's been in the chat. Steve F.
Hit People Guy, Steve F.
Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour.
Yeah.
Alex Z, a.k.a. The Waz.
The Waz.
Orion. He's a rapper. His name's Defo.
Defo.
Kayla, a.k.a. Two Grapes.
Two Grapes.
Duo Grun Fox. That's...
Two Grun for the price of Fox.
It's incorrect. Tyler.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's Duo Grun Fox.
No, but it's two Fox for the price of Grun because it rhymes with one.
Got it. Okay.
Then we have Tyler
But the
Wright.
name, like, set up. Come on.
It's still funny.
Tyler Wright. Yes.
Then we have Elliot W, who is also
Garlic Sunshine.
On
Please
Instagram.
follow on Instagram.
And then Jordan B, the Chaos Witch.
Chaos Witch.
So yeah, guys, head on over to patreon.com/MLM pod and maybe get a shout out. Or if you just want to do a $1 tier, you'll still get music from our podcast that I and Nicole have made. You'll be able to vote on polls. But if you're the $5, you get those podcasts every Friday.
You get those podcasts.
And if you're $10, you also get watch-alongs that we've been doing. We've done Casper, Meet the Deedles, and The Frighteners. I think we're doing Inspector Gadget this week.
Ooh. And then you also get shouted out on all of the podcasts,
yes, if you're
including
$10.
this one that is live on Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah. Amazing. James, wonderful having you.
Back at you.
I've been Corwin.
I've been James.
Bye.
What if I hit the voice modulator now and it's like I had it the entire time?
I mean, okay. you have it the whole time. I don't know why hitting it now would be any different.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I waited until now to use it.
Oh, just use it at the very end?
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that.
Well, it's not plugged in, so... This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCullum. For more content, please visit mlmpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today.
And James isn't even there. James is like, I'm leaned over.
Is there anybody out there? Can you hear me? Put yourself in the chat now. Then freaking beer me, guys. Give me a beer.
Beer you? Do you even drink beer?
No, that I'm still not doing.
That's what I thought.
I'm getting high now.
What about
but,
cider?
Nothing else.
Oh, you're getting high.
Yeah, dude.
So 420 was like a holiday for you.
No. We did technically purchase marijuana on 420, but we consumed it 2 days later.
The rates. Got to get those good rates.
No, that's when I ran out and I was like, we're going to get high and watch Gilmore Girls, Nicole, because I did that and holy shit, is it fun.
No, I meant on 420 because there were sales.
Oh, well, I don't think the place we went to had sales.
Oh, I heard there were sales.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's a holiday.
The people who are the dispensaries, their versions of like sales are generally, hey, you get a free grinder if you purchase something, or you get like our dispensary logo on a beanie cap.